Hi, very good afternoon and a warm welcome to all our audience on 18th World Education Summit School Education on we are live for 12:30 a.m. 12:30 p.m. session, and here we are with Miss Charu Noharia, co-founder and chief operating officer from Practically. Welcome Charu ma'am, welcome to 18th World Education Summit.
Thank you so much, Abhishek. Thank you so much. It's a pleasure to be on this forum.
Thank you Charu ma'am for giving your precious time. So I just tell the audience that Charu ma'am is going to discuss regarding the experiential learning, reimagining school education. So I request all my audience, please, if you have any question, just put your question in the Q&A section, and we will take the all the question Charu ma'am on the live in this session only. And here Charu ma'am is going to demonstrate a deck where what practically is doing the innovation in the school education and how they are helping out all the schools and the student and the faculty in terms of the experiential learning. Charu ma'am, over to you, ma'am.
Thank you so much. Hello, everyone. I am Charu Noharia, co-founder and COO of Practically. Thank you so much, World Education Summit, for having me here. It's a pleasure to be here with everybody. I want to take this opportunity to tell you a little bit more about Practically. We started Practically in 2018 March, and it's been a very interesting 3-year journey for us. Me and my co-founders, Suba and Ilango, three of us met in US in a company called Lumeris, where Suba was the chief technology officer. I joined him as his chief of staff post my MBA.
Charu Noharia, co-founder and chief operating officer.
Yeah. And Ilango Tulsimani, who's my third co-founder, he was a VP of Enterprise Architecture. So three of us together, met there about a decade ago. And, we always used to bounce off ideas as we were, colleagues there, if we were to, do something of our own and a startup back in India, how, what all we could do in what spaces, right? So we were in the healthcare industry in US, and healthcare is an evergreen industry, right? And we wanted to pick something like healthcare, which is more evergreen. And what best next to healthcare, right? Education. Education is a recession-proof industry. Students will always study. Teachers will always be teaching. We always need schools, right? The bond that the teacher and student share is very, very holy and very unique, and we really respect that. And so me and my co-founders, we bounced off ideas in various industries, but there was, some amount of passion that we all shared in education, right? I always say this, that everybody is a learner. No matter where you're working, no matter what job profile you have, all of us are learners. We've all gone through school. We've all gone through education. So all of us are actually passionate about it. And myself, when I was growing up, I changed about, 5 engineering streams. I dropped a year for IIT, and then I changed, 5 different engineering streams across 3 different colleges. And after 2 years, I, got into RV College of Engineering in Bangalore, because I couldn't decide the stream I wanted to be in. And then graduated 4 years later. So I know how stressful that is, that period, for children is. And I think for personally me, that experience kind of solidified my interest in education, and that I wanted to bring some experiential methods of learning and teaching, right? Empower teachers to make the classes much more engaging, away from the traditional methods of learning and teaching, right? There are a lot of students like me who cannot sit together for a long time and read books. For them, anything which is more fun and interactive and gamified can actually create that interest towards subjects which are generally very, very dry, right? So Practically has a vision to reshape the way the world learns. And we're going to talk a little bit more about the product, the company, its mission. So I'm going to share a presentation here. So hope everybody is able to see my screen. So our vision is to reshape the way the world learns. We call Practically as the world's most advanced learning platform. And we have 15,000 plus teachers on the product. We have more than 200 schools across India and Middle East. And we have about 330,000 students who've experienced practically. And Einstein said this, which is very close to our heart. Learning is an experience and everything else is information. And we truly believe in the power of experiential learning. You and I have all gone through traditional education, right? Traditional methods of learning. And that's what most schools are at that juncture, where they are still in that traditional methods of learning and teaching. Now, obviously, traditional methods are rote, they are boring, they are not interactive, right, as it should be. They kind of tend to kill curiosity over time and, diminish some of that interest that learners have, at first when they're exposed to concepts. And this kind of learning kind of has less than 20% retention. This is based out of Edgar Dale's theory of experiential, learning, and it's part of the cone of learning concept, right? As you go down the cone of learning, where you make the learning and teaching more experiential, the retention goes up. But the traditional methods of learning don't reach that portion of retention because these are not practical. These are not closed. They are not, I hope everybody is able to see my PPT, right? Okay. So I hope, so these are non-practical, I would say, approaches, right? These are very traditional. And imagine, right? If you've learned a bicycle, from a YouTube video, can we all learn riding a bicycle from a YouTube video? Not, right? Unless we actually ride a bicycle on our own, we will not learn how to ride a bicycle. And once we've learned how to ride a bicycle, we will never forget. Even if I pick up a bicycle after 20 years, I'll be able to ride it, right? Because I have actually learned it experientially. Now, that is the power of experiential learning. So, what practically does it, we our favorite line, right? Don't just learn practically, because these are more interesting, more interactive, more engaging methods of learning and teaching. And they boost the retention to more than 90%, where teaching and learning becomes much more active. Most of the traditional methods are more passive in nature, right? Whereas practically helps teachers to create their sessions much more in an active teaching and learning way, right? And we do this by various features in the application that we have. Before I get to the features, I would like to show you a couple of maybe one video. So let me just share my screen. And this is what practically is all about.
Boring, boring, boring. It's all pattern learning. We want something new.
Can learning be interesting?
Why not? I'm here. Visually, virtually, as it is actually, totally technically, easily, don't just learn practically, don't just learn.
Make learning alive. Practically. Download the app now.
So that was a brief, video demonstrating the power of experiential learning. So I'll go back to the PPT here. So can we, can everybody see the PPT? Okay, good. So what all is part of the practically feature set, right? As a product, what do we have? So with practically, we have an app-based model. We also have a web browser-based model, where one second. Yeah. So these are the the feature sets of practically. So the foundational element of what we do, right, is a 3D model. We basically use that 3D model across the different feature sets that we have, different kind of contents that we create, and a lot of immersion that comes in, like, like the difference between reading a book versus watching a movie, right, versus actually being part of a movie. Those kind of experiences we can actually create using these 3D models. These are very high fidelity, high quality, very high, pixel, what we call it, like pictures have pixels, 3D models have polygons, and we have very, very high, lakhs and lakhs of polygons in each model. Now, these models enable us to then create 3D videos, simulations, very interactive simulations, augmented reality experiences, and assessments. Assessments, we have almost, one of the most robust assessment module, test prep module for IIT, JEE, NEET, foundations, Olympiad, NTSC, all of that. We have more than 6 lakh question bank. So in addition to all the really great content that we have across various modes of content, we also have test prep, end-to-end product. In addition to that, we also have some after-school resources, right? These are resources which the students can take advantage of, like classes for Vedic mathematics, some revision classes, IIT, JEE, NEET, some of the additional competitive classes. We have coding classes as well, which in fact we partner with schools to deliver coding curriculums to school also. And the students can reach out for, for expert help using our Seek Help module. We also have a very robust AI assistant where it's an automated feature where a lot of students can just upload a picture from a book, or they can upload a question and they'll get, answers, solutions, anything related to that, any kind of query. Even after that, if your query is not resolved, we have some experts online which can help you, right? The interesting part is that all the content that here I showed, right, all the 3D video simulations, AR assessments, all the workflows where a teacher can upload their own questions or use ours, package some of this content and deliver as a learning module to the student or the cohort or the class of students, right? And do automated correction for objective type questions. Even for subjective type, there's some partial automation and you can list down errors. All of that workflow the teacher gets as part of the Practically Teacher app. We call it as a Practically School solution. And the best part about the whole proposition here is that the Practically School solution is free, absolutely free for all schools, all teachers around the world, right? That's our proposition. And then the reason we wanted to do that is we don't want to hit commercial budgets of schools, right? We want to help teachers. We want to empower them. We want to enable teachers to be able to use our product, use our content, use our assessments to make classes highly interactive, right? Students have a student app, which is separate from the teacher app. We have an Android Play Store as well as an iOS. And students can register on the app for free, or if the teacher is part of the Practically School solution, right, she can also enroll all the students of the classroom onto the application. Now, everything that the teacher interacts with the student is free for the student also. So it is, only if some students want to upgrade for a paid product, they have the ability to do so. But from a teacher's perspective, it's a level playing field, right? Whatever assignments she gives or whatever content she shows in the classroom, whether it's a virtual classroom on a Zoom or a Google Meet, or it's a physical classroom where you have smart boards, you have interactive flat panel in the classrooms. We have a lot of organizations and clients of ours, who are using it. For example, we have Dr. KKR Gautam institutions with 28 schools in AP and Telangana who are using our product day in and day out. We have GEMS Education, GEMS Dubai Millennium School using our product. We have scores of other institutions. We've recently signed up a large client base out of Chennai with 19,000 schools, which is under 19,000 students, which is under implementation now, right? So it is a very scalable solution which connects school and after school, connects teachers, parents, and students in an ecosystem with transparency, with data-driven insights. A lot of AI, artificial intelligence, goes into building a lot of these experiences on the application. Our growth plans as a company, we are almost 3 years old. We took 2 years to develop a lot of this content. We launched the app last year in May, April-May timeframe. And it's been a great journey. We actually started commercially our sales operations from last November. It's been a very, very, a solid journey for us so far. We are growing 100% year over year. We have onboarded more than 330,000 students on the app, and we have more than 200 schools. So I'm very excited for our growth journey this year. We will be entering into the K-5 segment. So far, we are limited to 6th to 12th STEM, science, math, physics, chemistry, math, zoology, botany, biology subjects. But as we grow, we will also look into adding other subjects as well, or we will also be including K-5 segment, right? So that's kind of the growth journey. We want to be the most trusted and preferred edtech brand, one of the only companies in the world which can operate in a B2B, because we have a very, very solid enterprise school solution and a B2C direct to parent monetization, where parents can buy a paid subscription. But there is a lot of room for doing, a lot on the app that you can do it even as a free student. You get 30 minutes of the app every month, where you can use the content for free every month for 30 minutes, right? So a lot of it is free as part of our just passion for, getting the product out for engagement. And then the parents can also use it for monetization, right? So, you can download the app for free from Play Store or iOS, Apple Store as well. Thank you so much for being a patient audience today. And thank you for the opportunity. World Education Summit, this is our second time actually partnering with you. So it's been a great platform for us for Practically. Thank you.
Thank you, Charu. Thank you for this wonderful deck of presentation. And there are many questions from the audience side also. So I will take it proceed right now. Charu, first of all, the question is that how do you see traditional learning change post reopening of schools? Charu, your inputs on that.
Sure. See, Practically was actually originally conceptualized, even for classroom learning. So, even after COVID, we've got obviously more insights and more data how products like this can be used, and how learning itself has evolved and changed, especially from a teacher perspective. If you look at it, right, I feel all solutions that will go, will be implemented and used post reopening of schools will all be COVID proof, right? Because we are coming from that bent of mind where we don't want to be in this situation again. Because I remember 12 months ago, a lot of our partner schools who we had signed even before launching the product, they were just thrown away by surprise, right? Many of us were, in fact, most of us were in that situation, and we don't want to be in that situation again. So any technology that we use, anything that we use, cannot be limited only to the physical classroom. It has to be blended. It has to be, we have to make sure that whatever investments we make, we are able to use that even outside of the classroom, even remotely, right? And we've also understood now that not always teacher has to be 24/7 with the student, right? There is a lot that you can actually do at home with blended learning, with activity-based learning, experiential learning. There could be a lot of interaction that a student and teacher can have post an assignment is done, post an experience is shared. So that 360 connection is important via technology and tools that we can enable, but not necessarily that the student has to be within those four walls of the classroom. A lot of learning happens outside of it also. So I think those aspects will come in together, and very beautifully, our teachers will discover blended learning going forward.
Perfect, Charu. And there's one more question, Charu, from your experience. What were the usual challenge that school face implementing an online solution? So, Charu, as per your experience, you are in the more than 7 and 8 years you are in the education industry. So, Charu, what are your inputs regarding the implementing an online education?
So I would say, Abhishek, that earlier when we started, there were a lot of schools who did not have the right infrastructure in the school, right? But I've seen that change over time. I have seen that, over the last 6-7 years, a lot of schools have invested heavily into classroom technology, into classroom infrastructure. They've upgraded their, smart boards or projectors or whatnot, right, in the classroom. So I think that is becoming a less of a concern from delivery perspective. But what I think is more of a concern, especially with COVID, what we understood is when the student has to be engaged remotely, right, data becomes a key aspect. Obviously, there are tier 1 cities where data is not an issue for most parents, but I've seen in tier 2 and tier 3 cities, to join a virtual classroom, and if you want to do like 3 or 4 hours of virtual classes every day, you run out of your monthly data pack very, very quickly, right? So those are some of the hurdles we've seen from the school perspective, where students are not able to join because of limitation of data, right? So I hope that as we go forward, data becomes readily available, and there are student packs available that students can actually subscribe to make sure that online education is seamlessly delivered. So that's one impediment that I have seen. And also there are, I think, scores of applications that schools are exposed to. Most of them are point applications. They solve one problem, right? Like they either give content which is boxed content, or they have test preparation only, or those bubble sheet coders, things like that. So there's one problem, whereas practically is a 360 platform. It's a 360 solution. We have everything to do with content, test prep, analytics, reports, virtual classroom integration with Zoom and Google Meet. So it's kind of a one-stop solution for all our academic needs. Schools have problem in integrating multiple solutions, because then data is scattered and they can't draw intelligence from it. You can't actually do effective reporting and help draw these monthly report cards and other things if your usage is divided into multiple solutions. So that's one place I have seen schools struggle, where they've implemented multiple solutions. Now they don't know how to actually draw it together in one seamless routine for parents and students to also join into that.
And Charu, there's one more question by Mr. Krishna Kishore. Can you give an example of experiential learning in the subject science of grade 3 to 5?
So we actually, as a company, we are currently focused on 6th to 12th, because we've left the foundational years. We've not focused on that, but eventually we will get to K to 5 very, very soon, right? There are a lot of ways we can actually blend in experiential learning in the area of, let's say, mathematics, right? Or you mentioned math or science?
He's science.
Science. So, for example, you can. In science, you can actually teach, gravity. Even at 3 to 5, you can take a seesaw example, and you can actually, increase the weight of the student and see and teach those early learnings about gravity. Though gravity is not part of the course curriculum, but just to make the student understand that there is something that actually, makes the seesaw work the way, because all grade students 3 to 5 definitely know what a seesaw is. So you can blend in some of those concepts with real life examples that the kid is going through in their life. See, eventually, what is science? What is math? It is making you learn things around us, right? It is trying to make sense of the nature around us. That's what it is. And experiential learning is exactly that. It kind of blends the theory and practical together, so that we never forget, right? So that's how basically you can bring in some of those experiences alive.
Thank you, Charu. Thank you. And there is some more question, and we will take it offline. I will send this question. So I request all my audience, we have practically team in our expo hall also. If you have any more question, if you want to avail that solution, you directly ping on the chat box. We have a facility of face-to-face meeting also. You can directly schedule the meeting accordingly if you want to avail the solution. And thank you, Charu, for giving your precious time to World Education Summit and explore regarding the practically initiative in the education. And this is a small token of appreciation from World Education Summit side. And the speaker certificate is presented to Ms. Charu Nuharia, co-founder and chief operating officer from Practically. Thank you, Charu. Thank you very much for giving time your
Thank you so much, Abhishek. Thank you so much. And I request all the audience to please stop by the expo space. Our team has put together some wonderful creatives for you, and brochures and everything else that you can learn more about the product. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Charu. Thank you very much.